could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
Hello and welcome to the Smite Draft League. Immortal division is up for you today, and as you can see, it is a remake between Sunbreakers and Kingslayers. So let's quickly go through the picks here. You got Kingslayers on Order and Sunbreakers on Chaos. I'm Anthony Malum, and I'm joined by the EU Prince, Jeffrey.
Welcome, welcome. Well, even though it's a remake, let's quickly talk about some things that are exciting to see. Lots of very high pick junglers coming through, or assassins in general, with both Thor and Fenrir on your right side here, and Susanoo on the left side, as well as a Merlin. I think I say it every time I see a Merlin. Probably one of the best poke cards, maybe after Agni. I don't know if Agni was banned. Possibly, and a Song Kui. That's not a god we see every day. I am so excited for this game.
Yeah, 10 is rocking the Zhang, and I'm pretty excited about that. Like you said, we don't see it often. Another thing worth noting is that Kingslayers is playing with a bit of a different lineup in terms of who's in what role, going with their sub and trying to get everybody comfortable. We're seeing Lana head over to support, Xarxith dropping the ADC mantle and heading over to mid lane for this game. So we'll see what they've got in store for us. And the last thing I want to pick your brain about before we get into game, do you think it's a Fenrir jungle, Fenrir solo, Thor jungle, or Thor solo? Because Sidon and ShadyByrd, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, I believe they both can flex with both roles, so it could be either.
Well, when you first said that, my first thought was, well, obviously it's Song Kui jungle, but then we don't have a mid laner. So my opinion is probably invalid here. But I do think we see more Thor solos lately than we do see Fenrir solos. So I would think it's probably Poseidon on the Thor solo here.
All right, and there you have it. So if Jeffrey's wrong, we get to stone him. And with that, we'll be right back in the Smite Draft League with game number 1 between Sunbreakers and Kingslayers.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. When we were on, I'd always thought we would make it, but now you're gone. Baby, you're a ghost. I'm caught up in a landslide, mental on the low end. When I used to feel alive, now there's a hole in the city, can't feel shit. Where do I go? Cause I know you don't feel this. Can't catch a break for God's sakes. Feel like I'm waking up and I'm caught in the wake. Yeah, I know this is my funeral on parade. I did it to myself cause I always thought you would feel the same, and I know you don't. Drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't. Let's hit the brakes. I'm pulling out the parachute, jumping out the plane. You had it all in front of you, nothing feels the same. It's crazy what love can do, even crazier when it's not coming back to you. You say you need space, so I gave you all the states. Every night a different place. Used to think we're getting close, and now we're drifting away. And all I can say is that I'm feeling wasted. I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone out, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home. I know you don't.
Hello Hello and welcome in. The buffs are spawning in. Will they pick up the right ones is the big question on Jeffrey's mind. And I'm Anthony Malum. Let's do it.
Well, thank you so much for asking the questions for me. That's indeed what I was going to say, as we will see right here. Susano with the right one. Yep, it seems like everyone
Let's
picked
go.
up their designated buffs. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah, that's always the scariest thing. And not even since you said it, but it's happened so many times. It's such an awkward little dance. And a lot of times it could be just saved with somebody being patient. Let's do housekeeping. Let's look at relics. The big thing I noticed is that both junglers are rocking with Blink. So no purification beads online for the junglers. And that means that Susano will be quite a bit vulnerable to Ragnarok.
For sure. However, that obviously does go both ways, as Fenrir Holted fought Poseidon in a lot of trouble here on the tour. Ooh, I thought BillyMays might have went a bit deeper there, but Minions early game hurt a lot as well, so both solo laners gotta be very careful here.
Yeah, playing it close to the chest. ZombieBillyMays has had that Osiris target banned a couple times, so definitely a strong pick for the zombie. Some good damage and a bit of a wave advantage here for Sidon, so we'll see if it's able to be utilized. Mid lane 10 was able to be safe. We do have a bit of a spread pressure. I'm not surprised to see them boxing. These are two very hyper-aggressive soul laners for sure. ShadyByrd goes around the back at the sun on the Xarxith, but with CEO right around the corner, does not chase it any further.
Yeah, probably the smart call to just back off immediately. Like I said, both junglers not having the beats there means that CEO can easily pull you under tower early game with the Susano pool. So yeah, probably the right call to just back off there from ShadyByrd.
So with RemarkableWolf, let's touch on a topic that I heard Phoenix mention a couple of times. I know Fisher is very strong at this point too. We will watch this soul lane keenly as well, and do have a light gank over to Duo, so action everywhere. BillyMays barely safe. Fenrir ganking Duo. Two-man taunt. Fenrir jumps in. Beads comes out from Dustbutt. But Lana not as lucky. The root does catch Wolf with the pre-beads. It's a first blood for the Rama, which segues me perfect. I can't really understand why teams are not just simply target banning the Rama. I mean, RemarkableWolf is a good ADC, but there's certainly a noticeable difference between RemarkableWolf's Rama as opposed to his other ADCs. So I can't really understand why you wouldn't target ban it.
Well, the problem this game with it being a remake is I do not know what the bans were that
for sure.
the that Kingslayers did up to go for, since there are, of course, a lot of big picks to pick. But I do agree with you, especially if it did go through to the second phase. Rama is just a very solid ban against anyone, let alone RemarkableWolf. So I agree with you that it probably should be banned out a bit more. Then again, I also think teams might just be like ego stroking themselves a little bit and be like, well, he beat some other players, but probably not me.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. It's not. I mean, Rama's a hyper carry, but it isn't like Rama guarantees you a win the same way other characters may. We do have the jungles heading over to the soul lane for a bit of a party. ShadyByrd gonna get caught out by CEO, who does have that ultimate online. Turns to Sidon for the look, but the mana is pretty low, so not a kill opening like they may have originally thought. Will basically just turn into them securing their own blue buffs. But just to go back and touch on it one more time, I guess for me, if somebody has one comfort pick and then a good god pool after, and the comfort pick aligns with meta, for me it's just no question. But I'm also not a player. I'm a caster.
Well,
Xarxith,
you and me both.
Get in danger, but does get away. That was... You know, speaking of me being a caster, not a player, I would have gone all the way in on that Fenrir, and I would have died for it.
Most definitely. You know, I think I talked about it in a different game this week when I was casting together with Fisher. I do too. I'm way too kill hungry when I actually play ranked or fill in for some scrims. And it's usually my downfall. It's probably why I'm a caster together with me being from Europe, which is also not helping,
Jeffrey the Jungle Menace. ShadyByrd peeking over,
words.
blinking, Ragnarok, Defender of Olympus. Everybody's heading over for the party, and BillyMays can do nothing but fall down, and Tatri gets credit for the kill as Defender slammed down.
You know, ever since season 10, it's been a bit of a bit of a thing for jungle Fenrir's to pick someone up and then bring them to their 1 HP solo laner, and somehow every single time it works out.
Dangerous, but it works, right?
Yeah, I think I've died a little inside more than once this season watching those plays and being like, oh no, the solo lane is gonna die now, and somehow every single time they just get a kill and they live.
Yeah, I mentioned when I was talking about the relics that we didn't see a beads for CEO, but there wasn't one for ZombieBillyMays. But with Lord of the Afterlife, you would think it'd be a bit safer, but man, it was a bit low there. I'm not sure if it was down. I don't remember at this point. Gank coming out from ShadyByrd on the Dustbutt. Pre-beads, Typhoon comes up, and a lot of trouble here for Dustbutt, but does have that Scarab's Blessing combined with Centaurus just resetting the lives over and over and over as Mario, as ShadyByrd jumps away over the pipes. RemarkableWolf still on the chase looking for Dustbutt. Gets taunted back in as CEO, but he still wants that kill, and is going to find it. Actually, Lana gets credit for the kill. Dustbutt still hanging out and low, and 10 comes over and gets the kill on Dustbutt. Now it's just Sasano with no more mana, but will be able to get away. Xarxith on the late rotation will not be able to make too much of a difference in that fight.
Yeah, yep, for sure. I thought Lana might have ulted a little bit early there, but it worked out in the end greatly. A great ult by her. Ooh, actually, what the fuck? ZombieBillyMays. Great double tap by Poseidon there. Just, well, yeah, it seems they know their tool.
Yeah.
That was so clean.
And you know what sucks for ZombieBillyMays is right before that, the flail almost picked up the kill. I don't know if it would have gotten the kill. Didn't go Bluestone. Not that that's common, but didn't go it. Going into that Glad Shield, it would have been damaged. Not sure if it would have been enough, but just unlucky it didn't hit, which made the opening for that kill there for the Thor.
Yeah, for sure. As now they're looking at a little of a deficit as ShadyByrd just picks up a kill here onto CEO in the jungle. Well, we cannot talk about a boring game here in the early game as we're 7 minutes in and it's already been 6 kills.
Yeah, and then Sasano, great pickup to go into that Fenrir, and we're seeing it here. Xarxith taking a lot of damage from Tatri and ShadyByrd. Scarab's Blessing comes out, and that's enough for Sunbreakers to calm down. But look who's lying in wait. It's RemarkableWolf. Waits out the Scarab's Blessing, but does not find the kill on Xarxith in mid lane. However, Sunbreakers sees a potential advantage, and they head over right to the Gold Fury.
Yeah, and Scarab's Blessing is down, so no one really to go in there too deep without having to fear death. Well, except Lana, apparently, who is going in very hot, and Centaurus snipes.
Just off the mark, and Sunbreakers gets the Gold Fury. RemarkableWolf finds 1 kill. CEO takes out 10 in response. CEO gonna fall down to ShadyByrd. Up into the sky, goes side and looking for ZombieBillyMays potentially, but BillyMays finds a kill on ShadyByrd first. There's a slam down from the Thor, gonna help Dustbutt pick up the kill onto Tatri. Is the rotation from BillyMays, but could not find more from that. So the solo rotation's impactful, but an oddly uneven fight considering both Sunbreaker's health advantage and the fact they got Gold Fury pretty cleanly.
Well, yeah, they got Gold Fury, but 3 of them dying for it. Not quite worth it in my eyes, if you ask me.
Yeah, especially and it was weird because they weren't even that low.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just Xarxith over here with the Merlin. Excuse me. A lot of aerial control, a lot of aerial damage, and big circles, especially in the Void stance. I think that made the difference overall.
Yeah, I expect to see the Merlin. I mean, as you pointed out in picks and bans, I expect to see the Merlin really be doing numbers later. Xarxith, like I mentioned, is filling in the mid lane, normally the ADC for Kingslayers, but Xarxith plays mid in a few other amateur leagues around, so a lot of experience there still. It's not like it's a detriment to have the role swap, which should prove to be huge for Kingslayers, assuming that Xarxith can get that damage off late game.
Yeah, for sure. I am inclined to root for our favorite Ghostbuster over here. The whole photo as Lana is in a lot of trouble here. CEO helping out here. Scarab's Blessing coming out, saving the Capri 4 now. But, well, nowhere to go once you go down.
ShadyByrd finds a kill on a CEO, and Xarxith gets a return on the ShadyByrd. And Tatri's ultimate there proved to be useful, but how much more can they get off of it with Shady down? Sidon certainly thinks they can get Xarxith, but they split their targets as 2 are on BillyMays, and Sidon went to Xarxith, and Xarxith cleans the kill onto the Thor, and handily at that. So that's another kill for the Merlin as she's going nuts. BillyMays still playing aggressive, but will finally walk away. That was a great play there from Kingslayers being able to survive and for Xarxith to get the kill. Dual lane, we do have a 1v1 being taken from RemarkableWolf. Here come the snipes. Centaurus is up. Not even needed as the snipes were off the mark and Dustbutt survives.
Yeah, only one of the 3 snipes hitting there. So almost sounded like a bit of a taunt, but it might have been a low HP voice line I heard over there.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Dustbutt doesn't come across like a toxic player to me, so I definitely think it was the low HP voice line. However, though, BillyMays here falling down once again. Ooh, almost going into the afterlife there with the ultimate, but not quite getting it off just in time.
Wow, the exorcism did so much damage there to Xarxith. The Ghostbusters putting in work.
Yeah, like I said before, to go back to that point, thank you for remembering me. I think Merlin is better than Songqui, but I am inclined to root for Songqui here, as that is someone I probably haven't seen since Season 7.
Sunbreakers secures the Pyromancer despite the best efforts of Lana on the Capri. Gank coming out from CEO onto RemarkableWolf. Typhoon comes out ahead of time. Wolf tries to sidestep it, but you can't sidestep a tornado and falls down. Dustbutt gets the credit for the kill.
Yeah, it's Susanoo ult. Once you learn how to hit it, it's one of the easier ults to actually confirm onto someone. It does so much damage. And a knock-up, it's an insane ultimate. I wouldn't say it's underrated, as Susanoo is a very aggressive, good pick, but it's just a very good ultimate. What else is there to say about it?
And it was an awkward spot for RemarkableWolf. You had, I'm assuming that the back steps were trying to avoid the autos from Dustbutt and just hoping you got a range of Typhoon. But Typhoon does go surprisingly far. But what's interesting here is we talked about the need to ban the Rama, but Dustbutt on the Chiron has one lane in terms of tower. Response comes out from Sunbreakers for the tower, and it's going to be a nice, clean kill for Sunbreakers. RemarkableWolf gets the credit.
And great credit indeed it is to get 3-2 now on the ADC for Sunbreakers here. 7-10 in total after 12 minutes. It's a very eventful game so far, as the Gold Fury is being pulled once again. And once again, also, it's only Lana here who is actually close to it to even do anything about it.
Ooh, she almost got that. That was very close. That Rising Dawn was on point.
Yeah, you know, ever since Scouting Grounds, where I saw Joy Wolf on Capri steal a Gold Fury with Solar Scarab. With Sunflare. Obviously, the ultimate doesn't do damage. I am not surprised to see anything being stolen anymore, as now CEO going hard onto Tenebrises here. Tenebrises living, and the ultimate actually getting a kill for themselves instead on CEO. But it's the Centaur in the back doing a lot of damage. But once again, it's actually ShadyByrd this time being able to just run out barely. And that's a 1-0 in favor of Sunbreakers.
And that's big for Sunbreakers here, continuing the momentum after the gank onto Dustbutt, continuing just their general momentum after the Oni Fury. Things are going clean here for Sunbreakers, and while the game is not out of hand, I'm curious, from your perspective, what can Kingslayers do as we get into this later part of the mid game, going into late game itself? What can Kingslayers do here to clean things up?
I don't think you sweat it all that much yet if you are the Kingslayers. I think you have a little bit better late game, especially because I think Fenrir does fall off a little bit during that late game. You do have Tor to like fill in for that, but Tor being forced to go a bit hybrid means that, well, you know, you can't really assassinate anyone, if you know what I mean. As well as Merlin late game is unrivaled, especially by a Songqui. So as your Kingslayers, just keep your head into the game and you are definitely still in this.
Yeah, I think Troy Bolden said it best when he said keep your head in the game. Oh, that's a fun little spectator bug there.
Capri just be thirsty, I guess.
Limp Bizkit Rollin' starts playing.
I might get copyrighted for that one.
I don't think I said enough. I think we're good. RemarkableWolf did get the tier 1 tower in the duo lane, and the police are here. Defender of Olympus was on the way, but not in time. Dustbutt gets credit for the kill onto the Rama. And some instant pings for Pyromancer come out.
Pyromancer not quite up yet. Having to wait for it. It's blinking now, but by that time, it's already CEO looking at it being close. As well as BillyMays having, well, literally being there inside of the pit while it's spawning. So, unfortunate timing for Sunbreakers there. Pyromancer not working in the favor, spawning just a little bit too late.
And it looks like they're still going to commit to at least the bait of Pyromancer. They are on it. They do know that CEO backed as Asano backed on top of a ward. And some decent peel from Sidon in the mid lane secures the Pyromancer for Sunbreakers. BillyMays walked away.
I don't think Kingslayers actually expected them to pull through with it, and no contest at all for this Pyromancer. A bit surprising, maybe a bit of a lack of ward coverage from the Kingslayers here.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit with CEO backing on a ward and them utilizing that. So Kingslayers may need to look to get some sentry wards out on the right side of the map. And in general, Kingslayers' ward coverage has not looked amazing. And I don't think it's bad, but it could definitely be a lot better, especially on the right side.
Yeah, for sure. I'm proud of them for not warding, but hey, who am I? Poseidon here, rocking a 3-level lead in this solo lane. Well, I mean, BillyMays just hit level 14, so I guess it's a little bit less than 3 entire levels, but having hit level 16 minutes in, pretty big, pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want is the Thor to be able to get ahead. The rotations for the next few minutes will definitely favor that Thor. We do have a lot of grouping going on around Primal Fury. CEO is getting very poked out. Matter of fact, may die. Stands still for Scarab's Blessing, and ShadyByrd procs it with the Brutalize and then walks away. CEO does retreat, however, does not go back in. Xarxith did not fully rotate quite yet. BillyMays is here. ShadyByrd looking for Xarxith, doesn't find it yet. Up into the sky goes Sidon on the landing, finds BillyMays. Centaurus comes out looking for some spread damage, but has not found a lot. Did the snipes hit? Not needed. Sidon finds a kill on the BillyMays. Xarxith being chased in the mid lane by 3 members of Sunbreakers. Pre-Beads comes out. Flicker away, will have space, and the blink in from CEO. Gets a knock-up. Dustbutt finds a kill on a ShadyByrd, and Atlanta once more going to go in and find just Tatri for now. 10 around the corner with Sidon in tow. Some big damage could come out from Zhongqi any moment, so look for Kingslayers to play this fight safe. Xarxith is very poked out. CEO does go in, takes enough damage to walk away. Lana gets the pull onto 10, but now Lana going to fall down to RemarkableWolf. Sidon also goes in looking for the low members of Kingslayers, and they may have overstayed their welcome.
How do you still have air in your lungs? So after all this fight going down, I think that fight was just straight up 2 minutes straight. Godfrey immediately being pinged, being looked at as well by Sunbreakers as they have the health advantage. Dustbutt, they do live after Poseidon there. Great knockup by the dash. However, I think this Godfrey is pretty much going for free. Well, not if you ask BillyMays. Well, Sunbreakers do get the Gold Fury, first of all. And Fenrir, with the Ragnarok, probably, yeah, will save his entire team from dying there from BillyMays. And instead, BillyMays will fall down. That's the lack of beat we were talking about before. Did get it as a second relic, but it was already down, so unfortunate for them.
I think Kingslayers is kind of suffering just from staggered team fights at the moment. Is the main takeaway I'm seeing. It kind of feels like they're funneling in 1 to 2 at a time as opposed to taking the full 5v5s, while Sunbreakers is definitely utilizing both the global presence of Thor and the aggro of Fenrir Athena to the best of its ability and really taking these fights head on. Yeah,
for sure. As well as I think the Sunbreakers kind of have to, like I said before, I do think the Kingslayers have a little bit of the advantage for the late game. So if you're Sunbreakers, you kind of have to press W here if you want to win, in my opinion, of course.
Hey, it is a valued opinion, our EU Prince. Pyromancer / Fire Giant Dance being lightly started at 19 minutes, but Sunbreakers is fully grouped up. Gonna force the rotation out from Kingslayers. Lana gets taunted in, and Lana's going to fall down. RemarkableWolf gets credit for the kill. And Kingslayers can just watch as their support hits the grayscale. Now Pyromancer getting pulled by Sunbreakers. CEO and Dustbutt cannot contest it quite yet and won't be able to at all as it falls down to Sunbreakers. And that's a free objective and a support pick with 0 contest whatsoever from Kingslayers. So Sunbreakers are looking to continue and walk into the Fire Giant pit, and nobody has it spotted out. Xarxith is on the way over to try to contest. Fire Giant isn't dropping incredibly fast. They do know that the Merlin's here. Merlin now letting the team know everyone's on Fire Giant. BillyMays still with the proxy. Fire Giant down to 25% health and dropping quickly. Nobody's coming over, and it's going to be a free Fire Giant for the Sunbreakers. And now Sidon's going to find Xarxith. They're going to go up into the air. Could find the Merlin on the landing if Flicker's not up, and it's not. But Scarab's Blessing was up, and that's safety for Xarxith for now. Typhoon also creates space, but the wall keeps CEO and Lana in. Lana may have to fall here as a sacrifice, but will not. And all of a sudden, while Tier 2 is getting pushed from Sunbreakers, look at Tier 2 on the right side of the map. Dustbutt and BillyMays are in a decent spot to push. Phoenix getting pushed out from Sunbreakers. Taunt in to Lana. Lana's going to fall down to RemarkableWolf. CEO goes in looking for a pick on a ShadyByrd, but can't quite find it. And Xarxith also around a corner. Phoenix just now going to fall, and the rest of Kingslayers just now backing.
Yeah, well, just rewind a little bit there, since it's been a while since we just got to talk for a little bit, as that fight went on for a long time. When I said Kingslayers, keep your mind in it and just don't tilt too much, like make it slow. I did not mean give up a Pyromancer, a Fire Giant, and your support for no ultimates, no deaths, and I think the only thing that was actually being used there was Sunder from Athena.
Yeah, that's not what you want. I would definitely agree with that. And I mean, at this point, with the Phoenix down, they still have their Tier 2 towers up, so they're not in the worst position to defend here. Do you think it's salvageable? And if so, what would you do with your Kingslayers?
I am not sure. At this point, you just buckle up under your Phoenixes, you give up those Tier 2 towers, because you are going to die. As BillyMays will probably find out, he stepped up a little bit. Does have, of course, a pretty big jump and CC immunity from the ultimate, so will get to live right now. But them stepping up to Tier 2 here, I do not like it. You just go for the bird, and you give up anything else, because you are not winning this fight.
Split push coming out from the Thor on the right-hand side of the map, and it will most likely be successful on the next wave. Kingslayer setting up to defend. Blink in from CEO. Typhoon follows, but not a lot of damage comes out. BillyMays goes in, but now Kingslayers is retreating. They get pulled back in from Ragnarok. Now it's Scarab's Blessing. Now it's 3 ultimates down for Kingslayers, and the only thing they were able to accomplish there was poking out ShadyByrd. Meanwhile, solo lane Thor is at the Phoenix. So Kingslayers, things are just not going good. CEO is back for the defense of the Phoenix. Lana falls down. Zhonghui gets a credit. Now Kingslayer surely will give up this Tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Zhonghui just told Lana who you gonna call, baby, and got the kill for themselves. As now they're looking at the second bird as Tall slowly going towards mid, actually outpoking CEO by a lot here, going up into the sky now as the bird is already falling down below half HP. Minions pushing the right bird, but now, whoa, Zhonghui after big landing by Tall, like indeed. Bird does fall down in the end, and now Sunbreakers has to retreat a little bit, but with this Fire Giant, they're gonna heal up pretty quickly, and I think they just can get the third bird as well, but it seems like they opt to go for the Oni Fury.
Gonna clean up those aggro waves, maybe push up with them into the solo lane Phoenix. Clean up all the Phoenixes. Very calculated game here from Sunbreakers, very cerebral. Meanwhile, Kingslayers feels like they've been on the back foot for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, if you're Kingslayers, at this point, I don't like saying it, but you are focusing on what are we gonna pick game 2. I think this is unsalvageable. I don't know about you, Anthony, but at some point...
It's not looking great.
At some point, for your own mental, you just gotta think about the next game.
For sure. I think that's one of the tricks to competitive that we've learned from casting it, right? Is while you need to be able to play through a game and not, you know, anything can happen. We've seen some crazy Titan defenses so far this season. I think to your credit and to your point, definitely starting to talk about game 2, like, all right, well, what are we playing against right now that's making us uncomfortable? What's the actual issue? And is there a singular issue, or is it multiple things? And what can we pinpoint to move on from? I think that is the key here for Kingslayers, as the Fire Giant will fall at 25 minutes, and it should lead to an ending push.
Yeah, Mad Phoenix is about to respawn, but with these Oni Fury minions also pushing in, and an entire team with Fire Giant, not quite EFG yet, because we're very early into the game still, pushing up this right lane Phoenix. I don't think there's much saving to it. They're gonna try, and they should try. It is a competitive game after all. But yeah, I would like to see them. I would like to see what they have in their arsenal right here, but I kind of doubtful.
Arsenal check, guns on the table. Dustbutt gets stunned out, takes a poke. Phoenix gonna fall down. A Sunbreakers blink in from CEO, looking for RemarkableWolf. Not gonna find it. Only finds poke and a ShadyByrd. Scarab's Blessing does save CEO. Dustbutt has to go into Centaurus. The Zhonghui is putting in work, as Jeffrey so eloquently put it. And that's a big kill for Zhong. Another for RemarkableWolf, and Sunbreakers has got victory on the mind. Lana gets pulled back from the Ragnarok and falls down to ShadyByrd. Everybody's getting a kill here at the end. Defender of Olympus, but they don't want to get the Titan with it. I don't think they're going to need it anyway. Down to 2 for the defense, but hang on, Xarxith finds a kill RemarkableWolf. Is there more to this defense? It's a double kill for Xarxith at the Titan. Sunbreakers might realize that they're playing it risky. Gotta look for a poke pick here onto Xarxith. Might be able to find it with Sidon. They're going to delete Dustbutt, and there's the kill on the Merlin that they needed. Sunbreaker is going to take game 1 away from Kingslayers. The slam down will confirm it. And with that, we'll be right back on the desk to break this down for you.
I could get drunk off the lights of a city. Late night phone calls just to say you miss me, but you don't. No, you don't. Drop my phone now, that shit's broken. 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn, missing home.
Hello and welcome back. And Jeffrey, I think there's plenty to say about Sunbreakers being dominant, but I think let's start with something that you and I both talked about throughout the game, and we saw the prophecy come true to her credit. Xarxith at the very end almost was able to salvage at least the Titan defense for Kingslayers, and that was a tall task, and the player damage supports it.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it was very scary if you are the Chaos side here. I think if Xarxith actually managed to pull it off completely, wipe the team there, I think you're looking at a completely different game. Yes, all your Phoenixes are down and your Titan is low, but at that point, you're you're unstoppable. You got nothing to lose. I think you're in for a comeback. So good job on actually ending the game where you did end it, because that was scary.
It was. I got pretty nervous there for a moment for Sunbreakers. It felt like that Merlin was going to be able to put in some work, and I think the big takeaway for Kingslayers may honestly be a Thor ban. If I had to look ban-wise, when it comes to your own team composition, I think I'm looking for. Dustbutt had a great game on the Chiron, all things considered. Was able to keep up with RemarkableWolf most of the time. But I think based on how we saw team fights playing out, I think a bit more of a hyper carry type of ADC may be the route to go for Dustbutt. But I guess we'll have to see the answer to that question and more in game number 2. So we'll be right back on Smite Draft League.
Cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before our chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes.
And welcome back to the Smite Draft League. We have more Sunbreakers versus Kingslayers on tap for you. We got Sunbreakers on order, Kingslayers has switched to Chaos. I'm Anthony Malum. He is Jeffrey, and we've got actual picks and bans for you this time.
Let's go. So we actually got something to talk about here. As we see a Bellona ban here. That might be a target ban, because that's
Has to
not
be.
a god we see ban out any day. And a chalk ban. I guess they're very scared of Billy May.
Yeah, has to be the case. I can't really think of what else it would be. We also do see a noticeable sub out. No longer will have Dustbutt in, so we'll have to see how that plays, as well as there was a very effective game number 1 of the Chiron. We also see the Merlin being taken completely away from Xarxith, so they didn't want to ban it, but they do not want Xarxith running back that Merlin. That chalk ban?
I don't know. I I don't know. I also think we obviously did switch sides, so I don't know who was first pick, but I could imagine that Xarxith did get Merlin as a first pick last game. But yeah, we do see Tor being traded now, as well as it was obviously Sidon who played it last game. Now going over to either CEO or Billy Mays.
Yeah, I feel I'm gonna go on a limb and say that it's gonna be Jungle Thor. I feel like Billy Mays has a very classical solo god pool. I'm not saying there's isn't a possibility of a solo lane assassin for Billy Mays. I just think we've seen that Billy Mays thrives in being able to be a hyper aggressive, tanky, in your face frontline.
All right, correct me please if I'm wrong, but wasn't it Billy Mays who played the Susanoo during scouting rounds in solo? Or am I confusing them with someone right now? I don't know if you remember.
I gotta really dive in my brain for that one. I'm gonna say yes and hope that it's correct.
Well, I hope for them. If it is correct, then I am happy if they play an actual warrior, because I did not like seeing the Susanoo back then. But since we aren't sure, let's stop talking about it for now. We do see the Rama being locked in here for a RemarkableWolf once again.
It kind of drives me crazy, I'm gonna be honest.
One hit wonder, I guess. But as long as the other team doesn't take it away from you, why wouldn't you, right? It works, don't fix it.
And I guess that's what drives me crazy about it. And again, it's not like I'm harping on RemarkableWolf for playing a character a lot. And I remember from season 1 seeing RemarkableWolf play. I remember Heimdall, I remember Kernanos, and I think there may have been a Cupid game. So there's other options there. It's just it's such a strength when RemarkableWolf plays the Rama that I can't for the life of me understand allowing it through and not at least trying to throw RemarkableWolf off his game, or select it for your own team because it's such a good hunter.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I get that banning it might be a bit excessive, especially since the other team is only banning warriors. And well, Freya, Ao Kuang are gods that really need to be out of that pool. But still, like, yes, Soul is very, very strong right now. But if you know it will nerf everything RemarkableWolf is so much by just picking it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess we do gotta move on. But it's kind of like it's the opposite argument of my argument about banning Yamoja from Lucent. If you can ban Lucent's Yamoja, you can ban RemarkableWolf's Rama. It's okay.
Please don't.
Anyway,
I'm begging you, please don't.
Can we get this locked in? Because I think I'm behind that. Maybe
Please
start
don't.
game planning, getting a feel for the next patch.
Oh, thank you.
Gonna be.
Thank
I
you.
hope you're ready to see a mountain of Aphrodites. I know the Jeffrey's Corner for the newest patch hasn't come out quite yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a staggering amount of Aphrodite players.
Yeah. So, little quick sneak peek. I am looking together with Cosmic Warrior at the patch and breaking it down and giving our thoughts to you in an episode of Indeed. And just a little spoiler: I am not a fan of the patch. Hey, and I am definitely not a fan of an Afro that needs to be banned in every single rank game. However, it did not get locked in just quite yet. We do see a Cabrakan and a little bet over here called Chemisots. I forgot their name for a second, but I figured it out.
That was
I also
that was a hell of a tangent, Jeffrey.
I also just noticed that his name is literally in my screen, of course, so I don't know why I forgot.
Anyway, with that lock in, we've got every character locked in, and we're ready to go. Looks like we're gonna have Xarxith heading to ADC and the Soul. Oh no, switched around. Looks like we have a Lana ADC and Xarxith on the Morgan Le Fay in mid. So with that, let's stop talking picks and bans and let's start watching some action. We'll be right back in the Smite Draft League game.
Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. And all I have is another of your cigarettes lit, but not a single fuck left to give. I could explode, I feel like gasoline when you're mad at me. Lit a match in the wind, so I'm asking please. I try to cope, go through the motions, no, I got a noose around my throat. Fuck, I love you, but I know that I should let you go. Situations got me pressed and I'm on overload. I'm on overload, so another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped, windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the memories that we once had, yeah. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart. Tell me how this so easily falls apart. Cause damn, you still fucking have my heart.
Hello, welcome back. The buffs are jungling. I'm Anthony Malum. He's EU Prince Jeffrey. Let's do it.
Did you forget my name for a second there?
No, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to call you. So I went with EU Prince. I was thinking of a few. I was thinking of Netherlands Faithful, and I was thinking of the Netflix King. I ended up going with EU Prince.
And now you're doxing me. Now everyone knows what country I'm from. Sheesh, dude.
Well,
Anyway.
they didn't know what country you were from. I doxed what team you root for in football. You doxed yourself. You just outplayed yourself, my friend.
What is football? Is that a thing where they throw like this not round ball?
Yeah.
Okay. In the duo lane here, we are clearing waves. Soul versus Rama. I up to give it to the Soul most of the time, but with RemarkableWolf and Rama, I'm not quite sure. What do you think?
It's. I mean, I have a feeling how this is going to go. Granted, I have a lot of experience with the Rom Soul matchup on both sides. I've played both of the characters a lot, and it depends on the pressure you get from your jungle. If you can get a couple levels on your Soul, you can easily compete, but if you get no pressure from your jungle, it's a very difficult 1v1.
Well, our little vampire bat ShadyByrd was here first, but CEO over here now as well. And it's actually the
it's a
jungle is
fest.
fighting over into the jungle, and it's Remarkable
it's a
Wolf
party.
who comes in first, and I think it's CEO who might be in a bit of trouble. Rama dashing in. One basic.
Can he find it is the question. Blinks
blink.
through, no basic, into the Mjolnir, he gets away. So CEO not going to be the first blood quite yet, but the same cannot be said for the Ganesh. Falls down, and Remarkable Wolf gets the credit. It's a first blood for Sunbreakers.
Not a good look there. If you are Kingslayers, that's a bit unfortunate. I thought they had first blood in the back there, and instead Yamata will fall down for the first blood on the Ganesh here. And now Lana in a bit of trouble actually. Okay, we'll get to the safety of the free from Soul. A bit of a cringe ability that just makes you not take any damage for basically the entire game. What do you think about Soul as a character in general, Anthony?
I honestly have always really liked Soul, and this is a hot take. You know, ironic with Soul. I like when Soul's in the meta because it creates some interesting gameplay in ADC. I don't like when she's hyper broken. I just like when she's in the meta. I'm gonna have to stop myself from talking as Sidon's getting very pressured out. Backup on the way in the form of ShadyByrd. But Kingslayers is splitting across in the middle. Now CEO's left alone in the dash through from Sidon. Going to be enough to find a kill. CEO falls to the Hades. So big pick up there in solo. Now it's 2-0 Sunbreakers.
Yeah, where CEO came out very lucky last time. I think it's actually Poseidon this time who is the lucky one. Instead of CEO, who is the one not benefiting, but being the one punished for it this time, which is a bit unfortunate for them. Should have hit the hammer and could have been a second blood there. Getting a kill back onto Kingslayers, but instead they will fall down themselves.
That's tough.
Hades just likes to be yellow sometimes.
Yeah, that'll be what we'll call it. I think lucky for Sidon. I'm not sure anybody saw it. So we shouldn't see any extra pressure from the Thor. I guess we'll find out. Some big fighting going on over the shield buff. Gonna get secured, but it looks like it was secured by the Kingslayers despite Sunbreaker's best efforts.
Yeah, it will be secured despite the best efforts indeed. And I do want to go back to what the relic uses for a little second there. I feel like this week in particular has been the week of the random relics used for no reason.
Hang on, because Sidon's taking a lot of damage. You have to go into Pillar of Agony to try to play it safe, but just opens you up for more damage. A knockup cancels the dash. Somersault Cloud, not even needed. Solo kill for BillyMays. Up in the sky. Who's he looking for? On the landing, gonna be RemarkableWolf. The beats comes out a bit late, but in time for safety. And now the damage is actually turning, and CEO's getting very poked out. There just was not enough damage coming out from the Soul. Wolf may have overstayed his welcome. Supernova combined with the Dharmic Pillars is enough for Lana to get the kill onto RemarkableWolf. They want more. Remove obstacles for the dash, but now I bet you wish you had remove obstacles. Tatri kills the Ganesh.
Yeah, a bit greedy from Yamata there, falling down after a perfectly fine kill. Like you said, Soul didn't have the damage until that passive came up. Once Soul is actually in a full passive, it's like she's full build with one item. It's unfair to even play against it, in my opinion. And well, you said you liked it. I think everyone knows my opinion by now.
Yeah, the opinions are very well documented. I guess is what we'll say. I do want to, pivoting our conversation a bit, I want to talk about ward selection overall. Actually, hang on, because Xarxith diving deep did big damage on to 10. Tatri came over to. Yeah, I'm surprised that consuming power was used there. Maybe it seemed more necessary to Xarxith than it did to us.
Well, I mean, I think it was pretty necessary.
Oh, Ganesh now in big trouble. Gonna fall down to 10. That's a big kill for the Merlin. Sidon also looking for the blue buff invade. V2 gets the blue buff and Pillar of Agony comes out. And CEO has to get out of there. Billy Mays still throwing hands with Sidon. That's a gutsy blue buff invade. If CEO would just walk back in, they could have gotten a kill, but now ShadyByrd is here. And now CEO is going to fall down to the Camazotz. And now Billy Mays runs into 2, and it's a double kill for the Camazotz.
Yeah, CEO blinked into Hades casting his free, immediately like losing half of the HP he still had left over there and falling down to the Camazotz pretty easily. ShadyByrd picking up another kill for themselves, 2-0 right now. Having a 2-level lead. I think Tor is so much of a better jungler than Camazotz is right now. Maybe Camazotz is underrated. I've not seen him too much. But yeah, I don't know. I think ShadyByrd is just diffing right now. They are playing out of their mind. I don't think you should be this ahead on the Camazotz, but they are, so props to them.
But yeah, going back to that mid lane discussion, I mean, obviously consuming power is back up. I guess what I was trying to say was maybe Xarxith was worried about an initial gank coming in and not just the Tatri walking, because I'm not too familiar with consuming power's range. But I will say, and to credit your point, I have seen MLF really get some far and away ultimates out and get some kills that there shouldn't be any right to. Oh, Sidon walked back in and falls down. It's a solo kill for some. I thought Sidon was out safely, which is why I didn't touch on it. But then Sidon got a little, I'm not sure if got greedy or not super familiar with the slam down range from ZombieBillyMays, but regardless, falls down.
Yeah, does fall down indeed, as Beats being forced here from the... No, actually, cancel that. It's just the third ability. Will still die though towards the snipes from RemarkableWolf here on the Rama. Great help once again by ShadyByrd. Good gank from them. Yeah, pretty clean kill onto the soul.
The sap rate for soul is that it ends.
Yeah. It does after like half of the game is over, but it does end. Anyways,
spot the ADC player. Xarxith getting a lot of pressure from ShadyByrd, and now it's a killing spree for the Camazotz. And Ganesh stuck in his own pillar. He's gonna wiggle his way out and be safe for now. Tatri initiating the blue buff invade on the Chaos side. CEO trying to defend. Billy Mays wants his blue buff. Runs into a ShadyByrd. Ganesh on the way also. Double tap does big damage to ShadyByrd, but they get stopped on the way. Now just Tatri's in there, siding with the rotation, comes out. CEO gonna be off the mark thanks to Bat out of hell. And Sunbreakers should be able to escape. Blink, blink. And ShadyByrd gets away. Surprise, behind you, there's a Hades. And they're all very grouped up, and there's the damage because of the group up. And now Kingslayers is in a rough spot. 10's also on the way. ShadyByrd finds a kill on the Sung Wukong. It's just the Ganesh left. The Ganesh gonna fall down as well. Double kill for ShadyByrd.
Yeah, one of the buffs halfway through season 9 last year that got very unnoticed was Camazotz ultimate being up into the sky way faster. Because how many times have we played Camazotz and have we still died to stuff even though we felt like we were already like on the peak of our ult? And right now it just doesn't really happen anymore. Bats Out of Hell got so much better because of it, and I don't think enough people are talking about it.
No, not at all. I do want to touch on these graphs because they were very drastic. I almost said graphic. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, Sunbreakers is pulling a significant lead, and oh my god, it's a 10-minute Fire Giant call, and it looks like they're going to get it for free? Wow. Okay. All right. Go crazy.
I mean,
they're going to get it.
They do get it for free, and the only thing I can say if I'm Kingslayers is, well, who goes for Fire Giant at 10 minutes? So I don't blame them for not knowing.
Haven't seen that once this season.
I've not seen that once any season.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And most of the time when it's been done, I even think of SPL, it's normally done and almost as a troll and tends to go wrong. I think of, I forget the teams, but there was an SPL set where they all burned their abilities before the Fire Giant was actually targetable. It's one of the only times it comes to mind. So, gutsy call here from the Kingslayers, but they get the Fire Giant, or excuse me, from Sunbreakers, but they get the Fire Giant, and Kingslayers has no answer.
Yeah, and now you gotta be worried because you're 10 minutes in. Your
What do you
6
even
skills.
do with it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
I didn't mean to stun lock you. I'm just sitting here thinking like, I mean, it's good, but this early, it's just such an, it's weird. It's just like getting an item online.
well, all the neutral farm is theirs.
Sunbreakers secures the Gold Fury out from the ultimate from CEO, and Kingslayer is not looking too hot at the moment. RemarkableWolf finds a kill on Atlanta, gonna find a double kill onto the Ganesh, and Kingslayers can just look to walk away. Rough.
The buff and fate to end off this entire push as well. Gold Fury did fall down, so that's what you do with that Fire Giant, Anthony, to answer your call. You get all the all the other objectives at that moment for, well, a lot more free than it otherwise would have been.
True.
So
Xarxith getting ganked in the mid lane. Consuming power has already been used, and Xarxith going to fall down, and 10 gets the credit. After taking away the Merlin, they are certainly using it well. 14-3 currently favor of Sunbreakers. Now looking at a tier 2 in dueling. What is happening this game?
it's it's a bit of a stump, as we would like to say, in Europe at least. I don't know how you guys talk about
Stomp,
that.
don't worry, Stomp is still used. All right, we got a 2v3. Tatri and RemarkableWolf. ShadyByrd found a kill on CEO in the mid lane. Dark Pillars comes out, so does Somersault. Ganesh gonna fall down to the snipes from RemarkableWolf. Tatri still alive for now, but falls. Lana and ZombieBillyMays in the 1v2, but RemarkableWolf pulls a double kill out of a hat. Now BillyMays can't get to RemarkableWolf. Beautiful body blocks there from the Merlin. BillyMays cornered. From behind comes Xarxith. Triple kill for RemarkableWolf.
Penta? Doesn't seem to be the case.
They're in different worlds right now. They're unless they decide to go in. I mean, hey. Oh my god, CEO's going up in the sky at level 10. So maybe Jeffrey is a prophet. There's the beats. Thor dropping down low. ShadyByrd gets the kill.
Was probably already a bit late for the Penta
It's been
anyway.
a while, but yeah, I don't really know why Thor went in there. I mean, very aggressive call. It's not like you can know unless you're Dingodile if the beads are up, but still aggressive call regardless.
Hey, I mean, watching, if we compare to SPL, I watched Zapman, I think 2 years ago in the Worlds Final, tweet out 10 subs and I'll ult in while they were losing, so, you know, anything can happen. We see Poseidon here, a lot of trouble. Yeah.
That's a big kill for Kingslayers. I mean, anything right now, anything overall is a huge positive for Kingslayers.
Yeah, I do agree. All right, it seems like we get at least a minute of downtime for a little bit. I want to go back with you for about 8 minutes back.
Okay, I'm with you.
Remember when you were like, I don't think Morgan should have already ulted for when Cabrakan was ganking?
Yeah, because I only saw the Cabrakan.
Yeah, I think you are scared of the Cabrakan. Cabrakan is one of those Guardians that doesn't get played all that much in support, but I think he's underrated like crazy. He is actually one of the only 2 characters in the game that have a stun that just straight up doesn't care about CCR. Doesn't affect it whatsoever. And not only that, he has 2 of them. Well, one of them does care about CCR, but like, he has 2 stuns.
Oh, hang on, Jeffrey. I'm going to have to interrupt you because we've got Kingslayers members dropping left and right. And Sunbreakers may look to pull another early Fire Giant. But regardless, I got to say thank you because I actually feel stupid I didn't know that. So thanks for the chair too there. You wanted more if you know that much.
No worries.
CEO
I just like talking too
the
much.
Fire Giant. And I think Jeffrey and I are both in shock at the early Fire Giants here. 15 minutes, 30 seconds, and they're on it. CEO goes up into the sky, and they're very grouped at Fire Giant, but now they spread out. Here comes the Astral Barrage into the sky, but it was just for secure, but they didn't end up needing it. CEO went down to red buff, and that's going to be another Fire Giant for Sunbreakers, this time at 15:46.
How many games have we casted that we could say after 15 minutes that the second fire giant has fallen down?
That's ridiculous. I will say, nice split push there from Lana on the Soul. That was very much needed for Kingslayers.
For sure, both those towers falling down will give them a bit of gold. Maybe finish those items up a little bit more. I mean, look at these items. CEO has Jotuns and Hydras. That's it. Just got a tier to either Crusher or Titan's Bane. But the 2 fire giants have fallen down. CEO got 2 items.
Yeah, it's not a great spot to be in, and I'm sure it's frustrating to play in, but Kingslayers is fighting on regardless. Sunbreakers is knocking on the door of the Phoenix in the solo lane. Split push comes out from ShadyByrd. They get the tier 2 in the mid lane. And Sunbreakers is at the Phoenix line at 16 minutes, and Kingslayers is just attempting to figure out what the defense could be. Sidon goes in, Pillar of Agony comes out, Xarxith already down low. In the front, we do have a kill for Sidon on, or excuse me, Sidon has fallen down to Xarxith. Big kill for the Morgan Le Fay. Tatri getting a lot of poke, and Kingslayers is actually chasing Sunbreakers out of the Phoenixes. That's pretty impressive considering the state of the game.
Yeah, Tatri will fall down in the end as well. And it's actually a 2-4-0. It does show that it's 17 minutes into the game right now. If you are Sunbreakers, maybe overstay the welcome a little bit going for the Phoenixes. I can't blame them. I can't really blame them. I would have probably done the same thing, but it's the first time that yes, you got a 15-minute second fire giant. It's maybe a bit too early to actually get all the birds down yet.
I think that must make this really awkward for Kingslayers, because normally when we see teams have to retreat to their Phoenix, it's at 30 minutes and they're kind of able to breathe from it, but no such option this time. Kingslayers destroys the Primal Fury, and they gotta get out of dodge as quick as possible because Sunbreakers is looking for blood. Lana could get caught out here from Sidon. The silence comes out. Look at the damage being done. That's crazy at this point in the game. Kingslayers is really trying to retreat, and so far doing a good job of it, but looks like Ganesh is going to be caught out. ShadyByrd also found the Soul. And Sunbreakers again knocking on the Phoenix.
They sure are, and this time I think they might be in a bit more luck as both the support and the ADC are down into the grave. Once again though, it's CEO up into the sky, maybe looking for a pick, but they saw it. All retreating out, still going in.
Hammering going right back out. Going in is Tatri, trying to create some kind of opening for his team. Phoenix gonna fall down. Xarxith finds a kill onto Tatri. CEO gets through and goes behind. Merlin cleans up the kill on the Thor. RemarkableWolf finds a kill on the ZombieBillyMays. So it looks like Sunbreakers has basically the world's their oyster. They can go anywhere they want. They're gonna reset, I'm assuming, and grab the wave from mid to push into... Oh no, they're gonna wait for picks at the wall. I'm not sure at this point this is needed, but we'll see. There's the blink in from side, and RemarkableWolf follows in with the dash. They only do damage to Ganesh. Well, the snipes will be enough. They'll find some onto Soul. Some decent damage comes out there, but the big thing there was hitting at the mid Phoenix, and I mean, it's pretty clear to me they could have.
They probably could have. You know, my first thought went to just end the game until I saw, oh wait, we're 19 minutes in. Probably not possible.
Yeah, Xarxith is doing a lot of damage still, and so is Lana for that matter. So you do have to respect that. So it is an awkward balancing point between they are hunting for kills, but if they did try to greed end, they probably would get wiped.
Yeah, and well, just like last game, the second you do get wiped, you're looking at a completely different game. We're 20 minutes in, and the third fire giant is about to fall down. World record? What do you think, Anthony?
Feels that way, doesn't it? It feels like Sunbreakers has had Fire Giant is completely on lockdown this game. Kingslayers hasn't even been allowed to look at the pit so far. Sunbreaker's going to back and reset and look to push out. And I have to assume that things are grim enough for Kingslayers where a lot of tilt's going to be kicking in, and this next defense could be a difficult defense to mount.
Yeah, and you know, I'm just gonna do it to call out a team that's not even playing right now. I hope that Wild Inferno is watching this game and learns how to take fire giants from this.
Yeah, Sunbreakers
yeah.
does have the opposite approach of Wild Inferno, at least in this particular set.
Sunbreakers is not European. That's what we learned from this.
Sunbreakers mounted and ready in mid, ready to go. Gonna grab the Pyromancer, pick up a bomb on the way in. I don't know what you do if you're Kingslayers on this defense. I don't know if there is a defense. I think you just basically got to say, all right, let's tighten up and try to find a pick. Maybe try to take out one of the carries and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, if you are Kingslayers right here, you say, all right, we throw 5 ultimates on either RemarkableWolf and or ShadyByrd, and then pray to God that the other one of the two just messes up.
So that's our win condition for this next fight. Sunbreakers hanging outside the Phoenix, looking for the opening to go in and put in the work. Kingslayers looking for any kind of defense mechanism they can possibly muster up. There's the blink in from Tatri. Xarxith gets cut off. Blink at the back from BillyMays. RemarkableWolf finds a kill onto Xarxith. In the back, 10's taking a lot of damage. Sidon is cut off from the team currently, and behind the Phoenix and in the Dark Pillars falls down to Lana. CEO comes in from behind and kills the Merlin. RemarkableWolf finds the kill on the CEO and is immortal, but that's 2 members down for Sunbreakers. So Kingslayers is mounting a decent defense against all odds.
There goes the first bird, and there goes the second bird, though. Yes,
Now
you
there's
lose
no
2
birds
members.
left. The snipe comes out. Lana gonna wait for the landing. RemarkableWolf is very far up. ShadyByrd finds a kill onto Soul. BillyMays trying to get away, will not escape. ShadyByrd has a double kill. Now with no Phoenix is up, just 2, make it 3 members up for Kingslayers. Sunbreakers is looking to enter the throne room.
Enter the throne room they will, and it is their throne to take. 23 minutes in, maybe a little bit early to end, but you know, I think they can do it. As now Yamata falling down as well, ShadyByrd getting a double kill once again for himself. Oh my god, like actually. Titan is very healthy. As Xarxith, last one standing once again. We saw what this went last game. Last game they almost actually got it. Having to pull the Aegis here, and actually does fall down towards RemarkableWolf, dashing in towards them after the Aegis. But hey, there comes the rest back of the team. You know, we're 23 minutes in. Once again, they got a respawn timer of 20 seconds. They're back before everyone is dead.
And Lana shuts down ShadyByrd. Kingslayer is not going down quite yet, but Sunbreakers still standing in the throne room. Now RemarkableWolf is godlike. That's 2 godlikes for the Immortal Sunbreakers. But they can't quite find an ending because, like Jeffrey said, the respawn timers are looking like arena right now because it's only 24 minutes in the game.
It sure is. And, you know, with these godlikes coming out, I wanna address one thing. Both ShadyByrd and RemarkableWolves, I'm so sorry, have 1 death, and my point is invalid as ShadyByrd just died after his 13th kill, so what I wanted to say doesn't matter anymore. That does mean that RemarkableWolf died very early on and actually didn't start off with a big lead, so props to them for getting it right after anyways.
It's hard to really pinpoint and find anything to talk about for Kingslayers, and at this point there's nothing we could really say because there isn't really many options here. I mean, you cannot get more back against the wall than this. What I will say is their defense is impressive, so perhaps in their bot review and going forward they can really try to capture whatever strengths show up during their throne room defenses and try to really utilize those same strengths but earlier on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone has an off day sometimes. Maybe it's just an off day for them. I would say so, as I've seen them before, and I think they're a pretty decent team normally.
Yeah, they're one of my selections, matter of fact. I very much like Immortal Kingslayers.
But yeah, full Fire Giant going down here after 25 minutes. We are taking every 5 minutes is a Fire Giant apparently.
And Sunbreakers has all the Phoenixes down. They got Oni waves coming in, 3 fire waves, Fire Giant, full builds online. There's nothing else they could possibly need. Sunbreakers is going to look to push in. We'll see the blink come out from Tatri and Sidon for sure. Just a matter of who goes first. Throne Room defense online for Kingslayers. Dash in for RemarkableWolf is the first one to go in. Does not find the cripple onto BillyMays. Tatri drops ultimate, but doesn't find anybody quite yet. There's Pillars of Agony, and 2 are inside of it. And RemarkableWolf finds one. CEO slams down, did not find any home. That's a double kill for RemarkableWolf. ShadyByrd kills CEO. Still defending and still putting on a decent one at that. They gotta walk out of the throne room once again. ZombieBillyMays is in deep though, gonna fall down. Triple kill for RemarkableWolf. Titan at 1% health, gonna fall down. Sunbreakers takes the set 2-0. We'll be right back on the desk.
Pull another of your cigarettes out. Fuck, I always feel so burned out. I never smoked before I met you. Now I chain smoke the way I like to kiss you. Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped windows
Hello
down,
and
cursing
welcome
at the
back.
street signs.
Sunbreakers takes the 2-0 victory against Kingslayers. I will say, and I mentioned it during the cast, but I'll mention it one more time, it was a great defense attempt by Kingslayers. The odds could not have been any more stacked, and they were still finding kills. So, while it's not a great loss, and it's tough to look back at this one, there's certainly some positives to be found. But Jeffrey, I'd like to hear your take on the game we just saw as these two teams move forward towards the latter part of the season.
Well, I think if you're BillyMays, you can pat yourself on the back going 6-7-2 that game. I think you did your job, and you cannot blame yourself for that loss. I don't think you can blame anyone from the Kingslayers here. If anything, I just think it was a complete disaster from the beginning. Not because they played bad, but because the other team just played so out of their minds today. I mean, the only thing you can blame yourself for is maybe being a bit too cocky, not banning out Rama twice. We see RemarkableWolf once again going 17-1. ShadyByrd, I guess ShadyByrd you cannot ban out, because I think Kamisots is a very bad pick and he went 14-1. So, I mean, even more props to them going for an off-meta pick and still being absolutely crazy. Poseidon, I mean, he went 1-5. Doesn't say anything. I think he did absolutely fabulous. Yeah, so what else? I don't know, what else do you want me to say? If I need to pick out something, maybe Watt a bit more, but then again, if you're this far behind, I get that you don't want to spend your... Yeah, you can't go there, and it's also, I get that you don't want to spend your money on it when you already are so much behind in items as well. So yeah, it's just tough luck. Just keep your head up and call it an off day, and better luck next week.
Yep, I think you hit the nail on the head. And again, Kingslayers, like you said, nobody is really to blame here. I mean, Lana and Xarxith did everything possible. I mean, look at the damage that they were able to output, and when you consider the circumstances, that's just ridiculous. But I think with that, we've come to the end of our cast here today between Sunbreakers and the Kingslayers. I've been Anthony Malum. EU Prince Jeffrey was with me, and iNooblet was our observer today. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Smite Draft League.
Cause I know you're with them while I'm here, staring at a red light. Stopped windows down, cursing at the street signs. When every road could lead me back to the